Yo, yeah, this is exactly what it looks like. I'm in a little shed. So today, back at work, obviously Monday. We have so many deliveries because I'm on the gate again, obviously. So many deliveries because over the Christmas break, everyone pauses and now everyone's back at work. I think we had 7 deliveries, man. Oh, a long day. It's just non-stop. Like the entire road was backed up with lorries at one point. And I had to, obviously I'm traffic marshalling, so I had to tell people to wait and help unload, and it was just a bit of a palaver from like 12 till now. It's just been non-stop and I didn't get a chance to eat my food, so I'm gonna eat after this, but the shift is nearly over. I'm finishing at 4:30, hopefully 4, and then tonight I've got to go see some family. Had some bad news, but that's just life. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not really prepared for that tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But today has kept my mind off it, and the day has just flown by. We've had styrofoam, we have lentil steel, we've had, what else have we had? Oh yeah, we had type 1 for the ground workers. We've had bricks. What else have we had? We had some timber and we had some skips as well replaced. The site is like finishing up, so there's 6 months left, and there's 21 plots to complete, and there's 6 plots full of material. Excuse me. There's no space whatsoever on this site, and it's just mental trying to put things in places where there's no space for the machinery and the plant to move around. So people are getting a bit aggy. It's just no patience for this kind of thing. Obviously you can't rush as well, because unloading is kind of dangerous. It's big heavy material, and if you rush you'll get hurt. So everyone's on alert, and it is intense for like a couple of hours, and then once it's all unloaded it's just done. I'm sorry if you can't hear me that well. It's probably why I'm speaking quite loud, but there's a generator behind me and there's all kinds of plant machinery going on, but it's the finishing up towards the end of the day, so it shouldn't be too busy now. Thought I'd just check in with you guys what my day was like, but it's like this really. Hold on, just let me come back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it is a bit crazy today, but it's expected because it's the first Monday properly back. Obviously I did start last week, but most of the crews are coming back now, so it's hands on. I want to also talk about my course as well, and the struggles I faced with the course that I did when I was plumbing. So my course was on every Monday, and that was during 2022 to 24 April, and it was every Monday for 2 years. The biggest thing you're going to face if you try to pick up a new trade or career change, you're not going to earn a lot of money in the beginning, and you're going to have 4 days of work instead of 5, and you're going to have to take that L because you're going to have to study. It is what it is, but as long as you can get, it is what it is, but as long as you can get, you know, let's say in today's economy, 500 quid a week is minimum. If you can get that, then I say you could probably live on that, and you can just squeeze that out on 4 days if you get a decent role. And I've only been able to do that as a labourer or traffic marshal. So that is the cold hard truth, and a lot of people can't do Monday. Some courses they do it on a Friday, some courses do it on a Monday. This was not an apprenticeship, by the way, this is just a diploma. An apprenticeship is a top up, so that's another 12 weeks on top. That can either be a Friday or a Monday, depends on the company, and then you're doing 3 or 4 days with them, and then 1 day a week in college. So it'll be 20% classroom and then 80% practical. So I'm struggling to find an apprenticeship that that will, you know, take me on. And the main struggle I'm facing is that I think they just want young people because they know that the wage will not attract older people and they might get tired of it. But I'm super keen, and I have tried around the local companies like KO Watts and Southern Heating. There's just a few, you know, there's Synergy, there's Octopus Energy, there's loads, and housing associations as well. I applied for a few roles yesterday. I did do some work online last night till about 12 o'clock. I applied for some full-time roles, like with Great Western Railway on the maintenance team, and I applied. I also applied to the RAF, part of the maintenance. The RAF does appeal to me because I will get skills that will carry on if I leave, and you can do 3 or 4 years, get your qualifications, do your service, and obviously carry on with your civilian life. I'm not too worried about what's going on in the world, to be honest with you. I know everyone's like, oh yeah, be scared, but I'm not too worried about that. If war does happen, you know, you're not going to be the only one who's going to be struggling with it. So that's kind of the reality you're going to have to face. But it's probably not likely to come to our doorstep unless things get really, really, really serious, if you know what I mean. So a couple of roles that still are UK based or on the coast, and then sometimes you're stationed in Cyprus or in some of the Spanish islands, so it can be varied. I'll be looking into that. That's another possible route to get me some good money while I wait and then get my property. That's the mission. Obviously I keep coming back to the mission. So I looked at that last night, and obviously the options are nosedive into a completely new thing and don't look back, or I can just continue struggling looking for an apprenticeship, and I don't want to continue struggling looking for an apprenticeship, to be honest with you. I love the fact that I went to do plumbing. I love the fact that I gained a new trade. It's just it was so confusing to me that I needed to get another MBQ top up on top of the diploma. In my head, when I started the course, I thought if I get my level 2 diploma, I will get my blue CSCS card. It's not like that. You have to do another practical assessment. And when I told my family that, they kind of were really upset. And obviously other people as well. They thought that that's it, your life would change after that. No, it's not like that at all. So that's kind of the deal breaker. I'm not giving up. I mean, I've got 3 applications on Gov that I've applied for these apprenticeships where they're still kind of going through. I'm just hoping that they haven't seen it yet and they're still going through all the applicants, because it hasn't said unsuccessful or successful when I log in. So I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. But I'm gonna call it by end of January, let's say 2nd week of February max. If I don't hear back anything from these apprenticeships and I'm still not getting anywhere with apprenticeships, I'm gonna have to do something really drastic in order to change my life. I'm not waiting around anymore. I'm getting too old for that shit. Just need to go full force into it. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's quite stressful, to be fair. So I'm just keeping my mind occupied with other things, like stopping smoking, carrying on with my gym, staying physically fit, staying mentally sane, having a good relationship with my family, being the best son I can be, being the best brother I can be, being the best lover I can be, all these kind of things, you know. You have to still be a good person. You can't let your life get better of you. And I like to talk about real stuff because there's just so much noise in the world and there's so much bullshit. You know how much noise and clutter there is in this world where you think, oh, this guy's gonna make it, this guy's gonna make it, or like there's so many get rich quick schemes, but no one's out there telling you just work a job and get a decent wage because that builds wealth. There are a couple people, there's a few older guys that I watch that say the same thing, to just build a good career, get a decent enough salary so that you can save your wealth, build your wealth, and then go on from there. There are a few side hustles that I'm doing as well. So I have my eBay shop. I've downloaded a software system, a MIDI system, which is activated by voice, which is called Doubler2 if you're interested. But I still have to figure out that software. It's taken me a little while as well to configure that, because I'm completely foreign to that kind of world as well. I do have one or two mates who can use different MIDI systems and DAWs, but it's completely new to me. I'm trying to reconnect with a friend who I used to MC with, and I used to beatbox with him, trying to get hold of him. He lives in Winchester, and we actually had an album together, which is pretty cool. We were called Blessed Beats, and we started that when we was in year 10, so I was like 15. We used to rap and beatbox. So it's another side of me that I don't really talk about, but I am musically inclined. I just don't know the production side of things. But I love entertainment and I love music, so it's something that I would love to get into. It's just monetization again. Obviously, we don't do this for no reason. People don't make music for no reason. You might be an artist, like a pure artist, but at the end of the day, why would you go through all that effort and work if you don't want to have the benefit of it, you know? And being so passionate and unrelenting that you cannot not be noticed. You have to be noticed, you know. You can't ignore talent, and talent comes from their hard work. It's not like they're just God-given. Some people, I know the outliers of reality, some people are absolutely talented, but they've been nurtured in a way by their family or friends to be better than the rest, and they haven't been told by others that they can't do it. Maybe they have, it depends on the person, but it's something that I'm looking forward to getting into. Obviously, if I do join the RAF, or if I do join somewhere where I'm going to be away from home, that will take a back step again. So there's so many things that I might have to put on hold if I go to the RAF, but I don't mind if I can sacrifice that for my life to be fixed and for other things to be solved in my life, in my personal life, then I don't really mind. I don't mind at all. There's always time for me to grow in other ways, but this way has to be done first, you know. Because one thing I've learned as well from the past is that you should never, ever, ever quit your day job for a dream. Don't make that mistake. I've done it so many times. Don't make that mistake, please. The amount of times I've left a job to start a side hustle, or to start a get-rich-quick scheme, or to start a Shopify store, or to start this, or start an Amazon FBA store. Tried so many different things. Maybe I didn't go too crazy on it, maybe I didn't double down on it, but you cannot go crazy with it unless it's all you do. And how are you going to support yourself? Like, this is the reality. How can you support yourself? How are you going to keep paying for things if you have a long period of time without money? And the harsh reality is you're going to run out of money before your dream brings you money. So you have to manage everything well. You have to have a career, have money, then have dreams, and then fund those dreams, give time to those dreams and build upon them. But it took a few years for me to realize that. It took a few failures. I used to mine crypto. I even made a podcast on mining crypto, and before the Bitcoin craze, like 2012, 2013. This is when Bitcoin was like $7,000-$8,000, and I did invest in Bitcoin. I had half a Bitcoin back then, and I sold when it hit 30k. So that was my first little victory, and obviously I've used that to propel myself a little bit in business, but I've had quite a few multiple business failures. Like I had a fitness camp, a boot camp with a friend, with a partner, and that collapsed during the pandemic. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I had a phone screen recycling company that I did with a friend. We replaced phone screens and then shipped off the old screens to China and made money on those scrap screens. And then that stopped because it became illegal to do that, because you can't use copied screens. So all these things that happen with time that changes you and your outcome. I think it's made me better, it's made me smarter, it's made me stronger. You can't always play the quick game. You cannot. You might think everything will be fine in a few years. You might think everything's going to be dandy, but it won't. I can tell you that now. You might pray for easy days, but then a hard day will hit you, and it's like God will slap you with reality. I've been on top of the mountain. I wouldn't say it was like a millionaire mountain, but I've been there. When your life feels like a movie and everything's going great and time is nothing and the months are just flying by, you're on your path and things are going great. Sometimes things can happen that are unforeseen, and you can really be disheveled and upset with the outcome because you put so much time and energy into it and you're still wiped out. That's the cold, hard truth. Obviously, there's bigger fish than me who have lost tens of millions. You know, people who have lost tens of houses, or you know, big landlords or big business owners who've had to foreclosure on their businesses or flats or anything. You know, there's one building in Southampton which was like a £10 million investment, which goes out towards Bitton. I don't know if you locals know, and I think it was like a £10 million loss. Think about all those investors. That's gotta be a deep cut. Like, can you imagine how all those investors feel? And now it's just literally, you know, like the wrap around the building of the scaffolding, the plastic sheeting, it's just flaying out into the wind from all the storms. Like, that building is like 5-6 years old now, and no one's touched it. No one has invested into it. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe the ground is falling or subsidized. What's it called? Saturated. So it could just be, I don't know really the details of it, but it could just be a fucked up building. So there's so many things that can ruin or change your path in life, and all you can do is keep working and then build multiple incomes and make sure you have a career. That's all I've learned in life, man. Don't make my mistake. Make sure you stay somewhere. Don't keep changing places. Maybe stick to one career or trade, but obviously if the company is not treating you correctly, give it some time before you decide to leave, if you do have to leave. But before you leave, think about everything I've said. It's not always like greener on the other side, you know. The grass is not always green. So yeah, my life only got a little bit better when I had a tiny bit of stability after having a job for like 6 months consistently, turning up, doing the work, making the money, saving the money. That's it. And I'm not joking. Just show up, do the work, make money, stick at it. So I'm going to use that method, and I'm going to continue to do it, because if I continue to put money away, I won't feel so bad. You know, every time I'm upset, I just look at my Lysa account and I'm like, okay, I've got a couple of thousand saved up. Cool, it's good. But yeah, the steps are: save, have money enough to deposit, have emergency rainy day fund, and have savings for yourself. Build a career. So, have savings, have a career, have money ready for a deposit, and just keep going until the point where you know you've got multiple incomes, and now the other incomes are taking over your career role. People think that sometimes wealth or getting rich is so quick and easy. It's not, man. It's not, especially not in this economy. I don't know if you guys are my age or what, but it's not. It probably wasn't even easier for older people. I mean, some of these old heads had to deal with like their entire house being destroyed. You know, I know they're probably gone now, but the war people, that generation. Imagine the things they had to see and do. Even immigrants and people who have had to move to different countries. They've lost everything because of politics and government. I can only feel for them. Imagine what they've had to go through. And people who start off with a whole new life. It's difficult. Life is not pretty. But hey, tough times never last. Only tough people last. But yeah, I was just checking in with you guys. I'm gonna keep my spirit high, and I'm gonna keep applying. Look for a role, so then at least my mental state gets better, and I know something good is coming. As long as I plug in and keep doing the work, I'm sure something will come my way. Don't give up. Stay in your role. Stay in your lane, as they say, until you can change lanes. But that's it from me today. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but stick at it. Don't make mistakes. Don't continue to make mistakes. Know when you've gone wrong. Yeah. Play safe if you haven't got a lot to give right now. Play safe. Peace out, guys.